Abhishek, welcome to this video podcast. We can begin by your introduction.
Thanks, David, for inviting me over here. I am currently working in Policy Bazaar as a senior product manager role. I joined Policy Bazaar like 30 months back in 2021, and from there I am working as a product manager especially in the call center side. And before working Policy Bazaar, I was working in Docquity, which is a social media platform, and before that I was working in Swiggy. So that is my introduction part.
Abhishek, about you, can you just describe the PM role according to you, some key matrices in your industry, the future prospects of this particular role?
Product manager all over here, like in the industry or in the policy where as such, is all about solving the problem. First of all, understanding the what is the issue coming around to our end customer. And then after understanding there is a whole big set of problem you are getting on. Then divide that problem into smaller pieces and start solving one by one pieces, and then you can solve the entire problem. So first, understanding the problem is more important, and understanding the problem is first you have to understand the customer behavior. Understand the customer first, take time, then get to know about the problem, break into the smaller pieces, and then solve it one by one. And from here, you need the coordination with your lot of stakeholders, the tech people, the design people, and then the business leadership team. So you have to be a collaborator person and communicator, so that you can keep communicating with all the people, all the stakeholders, the tech side, the design side, so that you can launch the product. After launching the product, you have to again connect with the end consumer and understand whether that product has making a meaningful sense for that. Then once you solve the problem, then come up the key metrics. So you have some key metrics that you have decided that it will go on year off after the product launch. Understand the key metrics, whether it is success or not. So that will give you the understanding of your outcome. So that is all day-to-day product from the product manager. All that is the more important like observation, like view that they have to do on a day-to-day basis.
Right. Abhishek, according to you, what kind of traits helps a product manager become successful? Is it a designing mindset or marketing mindset, or what type of any particular traits which we are looking at, which makes it the role more successful?
Okay. The product manager is an amalgamation of design, then the marketing, then the end customer, and moreover, you should have a customer obsession in your mindset, because you are just solving a problem for the end customer. You have to know the customer, have a customer obsession, because when you're solving the problem, it will certainly impact your met. And let's assume you are solving the retention problem. It will certainly help you in gaining the retention over there. So that is moreover you have to understand the marketing. Either the marketing mindset or design, both is needed along with the technical mindset also, because moreover you have to coordinate with the tech team in launching the product. And then and again you have to understand that how you're going to launch that product. Execution is too important over there.
Right.
So I can say you should have the all the amalgamation of all the set of people. So product manager is not a person who have a specific role over there or a specific like domain. It's a domain for mix of domain. You don't need the entire skill set of marketing and the design. You should know the right person whom you have to connect, know and how you communicate well, and throughout your project, either from the conceptualize to the end, that is more important. And while looking around, you have to look from the execution point of view, and the end user adoption, like how they're going to respond, how you are going to launch it so that they can know about the product. Above that, understanding the problem, knowing the pain point of a user, prioritizing the problem, which problem you have to solve it first, then understanding like the how you are going to allocate your bandwidth.
Right.
Like you have the tech people over there, design people over there. So you have 5 problems that has come to your hand. So which task you have to go into prioritize. So that is skill set you needed. And after prioritizing, why you have prioritized that product, you are selected in the high priority. So you have to then giving a brief understanding to all the stakeholder, and then defining the key success metrics, and then comparing it pre and post. So that is moreover here you can see you can solve the entire people problem and the business problem. over there.
Okay, Abhishek, I get that idea. Abhishek, can you give me a little more details about your journey, how you became what you are currently?
I started my journey as a operation manager in Swiggy. Then from there, I get to know like how in the operation also the product is a key area which can help in bringing efficiency in the work. When I was in Swiggy, I was looking at the off side of the Swiggy. So I was like operation manager in handling the end-to-end daily entire operation. So like the delivery time over there. So over there, I understand that like even I working in the operation, if since I have the operation understanding, I understand that if a product has come, like a new product that has new feature getting launched over there, it certainly improve the certain metrics to a certain extent and bring a 20% efficiency in the business in just right go. From there, I started inclining towards working in the product side. Then I decided to move to one startup company where I getting a product role. So I started working over there in the Docquity. For 1 year, I work over there. So I understand what is the role of the product over there, like how the product, like what is the problem, how to solve how to understand the customer. That is something I understand. How to connect with the customer, that I get to know. Then understanding the issue, the customer will tell you 10 of issue. Then finding the right issue over there which are more relevant from the your point of view, from the business point of view, from the customer point of view, then solving it by connecting with the right stakeholder. And post that, when you start doing this, then certainly you get into the product role. And from there, I switched to the policy bazaar. And over there, I work as a starting. I working as a product analyst, getting the right insight of the how the things going on. And then after having the right insight, I started working with the coordinating with the tech people, product people. Like, look, this is some insight I have right now. Let's work on this insight, and you can find out that we can improve the A matrix to A+1. So that is my assumption over there, and I'm not telling it with the assumption. I have some data in my back, which I'm backing it with the numbers, and that number I have proved it by working with the product and tech. And when you start working it in with the deep mindset, with a deep passion over there, people understand over there in the world, in the corporate world, and they certainly give you free hand.
Mm.
Like my manager given the free hand over there, just go over there, solve the problem, because you have the right idea, you have the right insight over there, you know the customer very well, you know the entire product over there. So just go over there, just some from there I start moving to the product role more and more, and suddenly I started putting a lot of impact on my in my business, since I have two kind of mindset over there, a data oriented mindset and a product mindset. And when you have two set of people, you know also the how to know analyze the data, because when you are having product manager skill set, and you are just understanding the customer, but you know not able to define the right metrics. Even you have the right metrics, if you connect with the right stakeholder, there are a lot of checks needed over there. So how to get into the how to derive the insight, derive the numbers from the various tables or data over there. And over there, when you have the both skills, the product and the insight, people believe in a number. Sometimes the number that getting sold by the other people. So if you don't have the antics mindset, you can't be able to go and find that either. So having the both the role, you have a high confidence that yes, what I have launched and the metrics showing is right. Because sometimes a lot of deviation come over there when you look around. Then you can't depend on the only the analytics people over there. You have to get into that shoes also. I will say that both is needed in the world, like antics and how do you look at the numbers, how you derive the insight, how you talk with the analytics people over there. That is also required over there.
How you use qualitative research? Like we had one
Okay.
subject, marketing research, but it was mostly dealing with the quantitative part of the data. But I'm sure like you must be using some qualitative aspect of customer research, etc. So
Mhm.
how much is it valuable for you as a product manager? How your firm, let's say, uses it? If you can throw any light on it.
Yeah, it's happened a lot of time. Like when you launch, like I have worked many times. I look at the data at right time. I found out that from the insight, I found out that the number should be go down based on my understanding and the insight that I have. But certainly, when I look at the matrix, it's going upside. You certainly like you will certainly get to know like yeah how is happening right now. As per the trends, it should go down. If you look at the last year, last 2 months, last 3 years data, you can get to the number should go down. If you look at that chart, but certainly the number going up. So at that time, you have to understand the customer, your in customer, how they have behavior, because the behavior patterns keep changing. So at that time, you have to connect with a lot of customer over there, and like if I since I work in the calls, like I'm leading the call center over there in the policy bazaar. So we have the entire people over there, like over there. So we used to connect with them on weekly basis. We spend 3 to 4 hours with our in consumer, understanding the issue, like how the things going on. Then we have another set of people over there in the policy bazaar who connect with our end customer. Like we have that team over there who keep connecting with the customer, taking the feedback of our product. Then we have a feedback channel over there. End user, the advisor, keep giving up the feedback over there. So you have to start understanding the feedback, like why they're giving the feedback. And when they're giving the feedback, we need to go through the certain path. You start bucketing that feedback into 5 categories. Problem A, problem B, problems, feedback A, feedback B, feedback 3, feedback 4, feedback 5. Then you start bucketing that feedback. You understand that, like how the even the data, what data tells and what the feedback comes. And based on the feedback you are getting, you get to know, look, this is the problem, actual problem that is happening over there. Yeah, sometimes the data speaks a lot, but it's help you to convince the higher stakeholder, convince convince the business is going like what you have done is right or wrong. Data back you, but the feedback actually help you to understand the user suffering, the pain point they are facing a day-to-day activity. And when you start bucketing that feedback into A, B, C, D bucketing, you understand that which is a high priority. And later on you start putting number over there. If this is a feedback cone, then what is the trade behind it? Then you start using the numbers over there. And based on that collaboration, you get to know what I have to do in my next journey. So that is it is not feedback and the data both needed at the same time, because it help you taking the right decision, and also it help you back yourself to prioritize that product to a high extent.
Right. So I get it. Abhishek, let's say you are a senior product manager and
Hmm.
you think one feature addition will actually help your product become more successful. You have some
Hmm.
data from a pilot project, let's say, but
Hmm.
business, let's say, has a different thing in their mind, let's say 5 years down the road, and there is a small
Hmm.
conflict. So beyond data, how would you convince the stakeholders?
So like when you're connecting with the leadership has both kind of understanding the business, because ultimately if the business increase, and that is the major goal for the company, but they also understand the customer experience should go up with the time, because you can't for the long time can't go on increasing the business until unless the customer experience not going to get better. So they have the both mindset. Then we have to prioritize those based on your outcome, like how your customer experience suddenly improve the how your product can certainly improve the customer experience over there. Like if I tell you, I'm going to increase, like if I talk to you, let's just like a features like in the Instagram, if you're making any better customer experience. So acquiring a one user or regaining against a user who have churned out from your system, regaining that user costing you 3,000 rupees. Then you could back yourself that yes, look, if I add improve these features on a product, I going to retain bring down the churn by 15% or 20%, since I have the A/B testing date result out over there. So from the A/B testing, you can prove out that look, by improving this ABC feature, I can reduce the retention rate. If you're reducing the retention rate from 20% to 15%, yeah, 13%, you said that then you compare with in term of money, how many costs you are going to save. Like you are saving some X amount over there. Like you are saving 10,000 user from getting churn out, and regaining that user cost 3,000. So you're telling me you can back by that number over there. look, I have saved 3 crore or 5 crore over there. And for the long term, you also say that this tension is not one time over there, it is going to happen for the 5 years. So from here, you can back with the numbers also, and from the money perspective also, like how you're going to save the customer. Like it's a long way. 5 years down the road, your churn will be going down from 20 to 12%, and not this churn will help in better customer experience, and no more your retention is going to increase. So that is how you break the story, and from this story you convince the people.
Right.
So that is how happen in the product.
Can you describe your product? And second thing is, can you tell us how some of the profiling methods, how do you define a product as successful or unsuccessful?
It's happened like when you're launching any product, yeah, when you're working on any products, you do A/B testing. So A/B testing is a mechanism which help you understanding whether the product is success or not. Because what is happening in the A/B test, you select a certain X amount of user, like 5% of your base, then you add that features and look around how the uses of features impacting the customer experience, or impacting the instead of any success metric, like increasing the reducing the attrition rate. Yeah, uplifting the increase of add-on in the business from that features. You can define any A or B metrics over there. And post that is after the A/B testing, you look after metrics. The user whom do not run that experiment remains the same, and whom you run the experiment is the performance going down. You get to know, look, my performance from this new features and new experiment has gone down, and this remain the same. From here, you can define from the A/B testing is the right set, right tool which help you in defining that whether the product is success or not. Because you have the both metrics pre and post. So compare with the pre and post, and you have the two set of user in your hand, the experimental one and the normal one. So from there you can do it.
So coming to your job, can you describe a day in your job and your key responsibilities and how responsibilities have shifted as you have become a senior product manager from product manager?
Like if I look at the day-to-day responsibilities, so like connect is to look after the tasks, like how the team is performing. So you have to look out on the day-to-day, you have to connect with the team. They can know whether they're facing any kind of problem, whether they're getting stuck, any problem. So that is one thing that in the day-to-day you have to take the update from the people and know the pinpoint over there, and then connect with the right stakeholder with him and sit with him. So in the first half, connect with the people, share your problem, ask, and start giving the responsibility to all the stakeholder. The first half go. When you have given the responsibility, and all either with the tech team, with the product team, and all the right set of people, then it's after second half you start working on yourself. Like now, what I have to do for the long term in the product. Look out the major problem that I'm getting facing in the ground. Then start finding the solution for that. Doing the brainstorming. That is another. Look after day-to-day metrics that is happening over there. Like if I'm looking at the operation, I have certain 5 or 10 set of metrics. So I had to look down that metrics, how it's performing day to day, because numbers would be in your mind. Because it help you to when you're making any story in any front of in any people, if you're putting numbers here, data over there in your story, that brings confidence in you also and the people who hearing out. So that is something I have to do on a day-to-day basis. Third, looking of the new problem that are arising in the company, either from the business point of view, either from the customer experience point of view. So that is something you look on. Then you look on the product that the people are working on. Then you connect with the whole the product and tech people to know that whether they are going the right path or not. That is also understand. Otherwise, what is your vision? Your team should have that vision of that product. That is also something you have to know about that, for which you have to keep communicating with the tech product people over there, so that the in products should have the same outcome that you're expecting. And then you also work on how to execute that product, like how you're going to increase the adoption rate of that features. So that you have to work on from the start, while the product is going on, while your team is working on bringing that product into life. So you have to at the same time you have to work with the back mind, like how you are going to increase the adoption rate of that features. So that is more important for my day to day. Like if I summarizing in one go, so first in the starting that you have to connect with all the product the stakeholder, and taking the update, and knowing whether they're stuck or not. And then you have to setting your vision of that product, what you're expecting from that project, and then along with this, looking at the how you're going to increase the adoption rate, success metrics of that product. So that is giving the responsibility at the first go. Then you look up the understanding, looking out the key metrics of your product that is going day to day, so that you have the numbers in your mind. Then connecting with the senior stakeholder, knowing what is their vision over there for the long term. Is any problem they are facing right now? Like they have something, they get some kind of feedback from AVC people. So you should need to connect with them, understand whether they have facing any kind of, they get any kind of feedback from me for our product or for the new product. So that is third I look for. Fourth is looking after the PID the people have make. So going to that PID again, looking at the people are working on the right way or not.
Okay, okay.
Mostly day to day, and in the long term, you can look on what is a new product that you are going to take work on. That is another big thing that you have to look on. Since you have the like after 30 days or 15 days that your people is going to free from. So what is a new product that you're going to assign, and how you're going to, and which product you're going to select, prioritizing the product, and why you selecting that product. What is the pain point that you are solving from that product, and so that you have to look on for the next long term.
Okay, that gives me some idea about your daily jobs. So, Abhishek, if someone wants to get into product management space, would you recommend them joining a nascent stage startup?
Yeah, I was like nation state research is more about not giving the product role, is giving the entire role understanding of the business, not from the product point of view, but from the marketing business point of view. Because when you know the startup, you are working on any product, so they also look on how fast you have to execute that product. That's also one thing. Second, the business, you have to be in the business mindset, and at the same time you need to be optimized. Like cost efficiency is also certainly, that is also in the one factor that look on. Like it should be make in a fast forward way with a limited time, but with a limited set of people, but the product should have a super outcome. So that is something over there. Like you have should be all the people should be hustler over there. And when you work with a hustler team, what you work for 2 years or 3 years in the startup, if you go to the big set of settle company, you learn same skill set in the next for the 5 years. So in the startup, you learn what you learn in 2 or 3 years. In the big firm, you learn the same skill set in 5 years. So that's is important if you want to move to the nation. Is a startup or company that is I can say it's good to go.
That brings me to the end of this video. One more thing which I wanted out of you. What will be your advice, or let's say 2 cents, for anyone who is watching this video and aspiring to become a product manager?
So like if I have a bus, just in 2 lines, if I look around, just understand the end user, like wherever you're sitting, whatever the product you are using, no, like what is say something that I can improve on this product. And if I work on this product, like if I'm watching Netflix, but add-on features I can make on it, and why I'm making that add-on features, is it important to add it? If I'm not adding it, does also make sense? Or if I adding by adding that product, if I'm making any bringing any trouble for the customer, bringing any confusion. So like if you're watching in Netflix, or just understand what something I can add on that as a product manager, whether I can change in the UI that is more relevant, or should I bring some add-on over there in the in any features. So just day to day look any product and like look how we can improve that product. How, like if I am, since you're also in consumer, you are the in consumer, you know that product also. So you have some like issue you are facing. So look out, like this is the issue, how you are going to solve it. So that is something I can say. And from there also you start becoming the product manager. And that is the mindset you started getting generated. And when you're giving the company any interview, just crack it in one go.
Okay, okay. So yeah, Abhishek, I got the answers for all of my questions. Very qualitative data coming out of you, who has worked in the industry for many years now, and as a product manager also quite some experience. So I would like to conclude by thanking you for answering and giving me time.
Thanks, David, for conducting this interview. Like I hope the people who will watch will bring some will have get some valuable insight from it.